Oh, hey, how's it going?
Fine.
Mondo, right?
Yes, Martinez.
My name's Zach.
Okay.
So today we're going to go over just a couple things. As you know, I've assessed you for a couple different things that we did, exercise, risk factors, blood pressure, stuff like that.
Right.
Before we start all that, I just want to tell you who I am.
Okay.
My name's Zach Norton-martinez. One of my biggest things, and this is a pen, by the way, if you want to use that. I really enjoy helping people, especially when it comes to fitness and the human body. It's interested me a lot. I'm currently a kinesiology major over at Cal Poly Pomona. I also work in the athletic training room over at Cal Poly Pomona. I've worked there for a year and a half under Ron Malasar, who's actually the chairman of the Far West Athletic Training Association. So that's been really fun. I currently hold memberships in both Far West Athletic Training Association as well as the National Athletic Training Association. So that's a really good way for me to learn a lot of the things that I've learned. I've worked with the Cal Poly soccer team, both men and women, this past year, as well as volleyball and baseball over at Cal Poly. For all the teams, I was responsible for doing rehabilitation, flexibility, as well as resistance strengthening, and also medical coverage for all the games. And like I said, I'll be graduating this quarter with a BS in kinesiology and exercise science. So what I want to do is I want to introduce you to the program that we're going to be putting you through. So as I stated before, my name's Zach, and I work independently with Fitness for All. And this is a company that I've put together, which basically works with people of all age groups, of all capacities, whether you're an athlete or you've been a sedentary individual for a while. I know you had mentioned that you worked as a
Letter carrier.
Letter carrier, that's right, with the post office. That's great. So our main goal at Fitness for All is to take anyone at any age level and prescribe a total exercise program to fit their needs. This includes cardiorespiratory fitness, resistance performance, as well as increase of flexibility. We can also offer nutritional suggestions, although we do always like to refer you to a nutritionist if you do like to get more of a nutritional assessment, because that's not what we do here. We're more of the resistance side of things and fitness, and we can always refer you to a nutritionist for more information. Here at Fitness for All, we feel that we can help you live an independent and long life and want to give you the tools to succeed on your own when it comes to fitness. I've assessed all aspects of your health, including risk factors for exercise, your cardiovascular fitness, as well as muscular fitness, and even range of motion. I personally don't believe in a one-size-fits-all program for everybody. So you'll realize that as you have different age groups, different activity levels of people, there's going to be different programs to assess. So I've actually personally tailored a program for you. And you alone. So in front of you, I actually give you a printout of a couple of the testing that I did, as well as assessing your risk factors.
Okay.
And there's just a couple things I want to bring to your attention. First of which is your age. You're 66, and this does put you, does include a positive risk factor for cardiovascular disease. And there's nothing you can do about that. We all get older. Once you reach a certain age, it does become a risk, and this is just due to statistics as far as cardiovascular disease. People will get it as they get older. It's just inevitable. That's one thing we can't change. But let's talk about the things that we can. You also have hypertension. Hypertension is also known as high blood pressure,
Right.
and which I'm sure you knew. Currently, when I tested your blood pressure, I got you at 135/85. And you're currently on medication to lower that. You also have type 2 diabetes. With these risk factors, and actually diabetes alone, it does put you at a high risk for cardiovascular disease. But I have talked to you, and you did get cleared for exercise, which is good, because that's exactly what we want to do. So, now on to the benefits. So, as you know, there are a lot of benefits to exercise. The two biggest benefits that I do want to bring to your attention are the fact that for diabetes and hypertension are both things that we can actually help change. So hypertension, blood pressure is actually there's been a lot of studies that have shown that blood pressure can actually be lowered with exercise. The more cardiovascular and cardiorespiratory exercise that you perform, as well as resistance training, the more often you do it, it can actually drop your blood pressure to normal levels. We ideally would like you to be around 120 over 80 without medication. The fact that you're 135, I believe it was 135 over 85 with medication is still a little high. So as long as we do some exercises and we go through the program that I've put together for you, we should actually be able to lower that by quite a bit. And diabetes, there's actually been a lot of studies that have shown with exercise and weight loss, we can actually decrease the symptoms of diabetes, which will definitely be beneficial to you because it'll mean less pills that you might have to take, less worry about insulin, exactly.
Right.
So that's one thing. A couple other things that actually have nothing to do with you personally, but just with the general population. Studies have shown that you actually sleep much better at night with exercise. I don't know if sleep apnea is something that you might, or excessive snoring. Sometimes weight loss can actually get rid of that. So I don't know if that's an issue with you, but that can help with that. It'll actually lower stress levels. So I don't know how stressful your life is in general. You might be pretty nice because you just retired. I know you mentioned that. So that's got to be nice. But let's say you're doing housework and doing things around the house. It'll actually lower your stress level in general by doing more exercise. So that's actually very good too. With a flexibility program as well as cardio respiratory fitness in general, you can actually increase your range of motion. A big aspect that a lot of people overlook is flexibility. As people get older, range of motion and activity levels just tend to decrease. It's just the natural law of things and the way things kind of happen. But it doesn't have to be that way. So we can actually increase your range of motion, and it'll actually help everyday activities become much easier, which will be good for you. If you're independent at home, as you get older and older, it won't affect you as much if you have a good program put together to help you with that. And I don't know if you ever thought about this, but things as simple and easy as getting out of a chair can actually become very difficult if you don't have proper muscular fitness.
Right.
So one of the things that we want to make sure to do with our entire population of people is to make sure that they have the muscular endurance, muscular fitness to perform daily activities that they might take advantage of now, but might become a problem later on in their lives. So we want to definitely increase all of your strength to make sure that as you get older, you'll still be able to perform all the activities that you perform now, if not more, maybe. I just want to remind you that older age is not a reason to feel immobile and not independent. You can live a very independent life with proper physical fitness. And that's one thing that you'll notice is as people get older, the people that are not as independent and they need a lot of help with things, they may not have proper physical fitness. It's not for everybody, but sometimes it can easily be changed and fixed by simply doing stuff like that. So we definitely want to get that together. So what I've actually done, now that we've talked about the risks and benefits, as well as my experience, qualifications, is I want to actually discuss the program that I've put together for you. So first thing is, this is an overview, this is a general calendar of what we're going to have you do.
Okay.
And what I've done is I've broke it down to a 12-week program, and this is to get you started. And this program is specifically to basically get the ball rolling, get things going.
Okay.
So you can notice right here on this calendar, I broke it down by week, and each day is a general overview of things. So we have heavy lower body, and heavy lower body just means that you're going to be doing 6 exercises for that day. It doesn't mean that you're going to be lifting more weight. I also have cardio, and then a time that I want you to do cardio for that day. And you'll notice...
That's 15 minutes?
Correct, that's 15 minutes, and I have a key down here, hours and minutes, in case you're curious about the cardio times.
Okay.
So that's going to be for 15 minutes. And then also you'll notice that I have percentages and intensity levels. Now, this is intensity levels, actually, you'll see from this. And this is the essential fitness information that I put together for you. And this is actually 3 pages. And you'll notice here, when we did the walk test with you, I have your results. Your estimated VO2 max from that walk test is actually 37.78.
Which VO2?
VO2 is maximal oxygen uptake.
Okay.
So what that is it's basically the oxygen that's allowed to circulate through your blood. In order for muscles to work the way that we want them to work, you need to have proper estimated, or you have to have oxygen consumption, because without oxygen, as you know, we can't function very well.
Okay.
So this is actually not a bad level. 37.78 for your age is actually decent, but there's always room for improvement, and we can always get that up. So we have that here. I also have your muscular fitness. So we did bench press and leg press, and your relative strength for your bench press actually wasn't too bad. You were able to get about half of your body weight, which is not bad. And then for leg press, you were actually able to do almost 1.5 times your body weight, which is very impressive. Not too many people can do that, so that's really good. And then we also have your sit-up and push-up endurance here, and those are very good levels. Now, from all that information, I put this together for you. So we actually have here your essential information. These are all the key factors that I got from you. These are your resting vitals, got your resting heart rate, your estimated heart rate max, and then heart rate reserve is basically your max minus your rest. And this is actually helps us figure out what level we want you to do your cardio at. So if we have a couple of ranges here: light intensity, moderate intensity, vigorous intensity. And then I put together some target METs for you. And you can change this for the intensity that you desire. If you feel that you want to do more moderate, you can go up to 60%. If you want to do a little bit lighter, you can go about 40%. And that'll change the target METs. So this is a program that I actually put together, and you can put that in your computer. And I'll show you how to do that later. And then I also just broke down your intensity levels and target heart rates for each level. Now these are going to be the same. So if I tell you, over here, I say cardio at 60%, all you do, go over to 60%, right here, and it'll show you your target heart rate. So you want to get your heart rate to 127, and then you want to work at about 6.5 METs. So these two are going to go hand in hand, and this is going to act as sort of a key for you, because this is your information, and you can use everything that's here to find out here. So you can see I have resistance at 80%. If that were the case, for bench press, you would lift 105 pounds, roughly. And for leg press, you would do 280. Is this making sense to you?
Yeah.
So far?
So far.
Okay, great. So, now that we have that, and that's a general overview calendar, I've actually put together an entire 12-week program for you here. And this is a daily breakdown of what you're going to be doing. And sorry, the print is small, our printer's broken, but we'll get you a better page. But we actually broke it down by day and week. So for weeks 1 through 4, on Mondays, for instance, you're going to be doing the stationary bike for 15 minutes. And you're going to be at 65% of your heart rate reserve. So if you go over here, you can see it would be what?
7.2 METs.
7.02 METs, very good. And your target heart rate?
131.
131. Perfect. So it sounds like you have a pretty good grasp on that. So we'll go down to resistance. So for instance, resistance training, weeks 1 through 4 is going to be right here. Oops. Excuse me. So you can see I have you at 75% of your 1 rep max for all these exercises. So if I were to have you do leg press, for instance, and we were at 75%, using this,
We'll go to the muscular.
yep, you'd want to go down to muscular fitness, leg press, and you'd be around 225-ish.
For 75%.
75%, and you can see it'd be in the middle of these two weights right here.
Right here.
Yep.
So,
Oh, 75%, yes, I'm sorry.
so
good catch.
About 255.
About 255, 260, something like that. Yeah,
That's a leg press.
exactly. So that would be for resistance. Now flexibility is a little bit different. I did get your overall range of motion, but because you may not always have a goniometer there, which is the device that I use to measure your flexibility, I basically want you to go to where you can feel tension on your muscle, but not so it hurts. So that'll be for you to gauge, and remember, the flexibility is best improved by consistent stretching of that muscle. So you want to try and do it as often as you can, and I actually have you going through a program 6 out of 7 days. The only day that it would be optional, I do highly encourage it, although you may not have the place to do it, would be on Thursdays, because I have you doing leisure activity, meaning an outdoor. So you can go ride a bike, go for a hike, go on a long walk. Anything that involves outdoors, I highly encourage you to just kind of get out of the generalized population of the gym. I want you to get outside and do something that you enjoy, and I designated a day for you to do that, something outdoors. So for flexibility on that Thursday, that would be the only time that you wouldn't necessarily be required to stretch. It would be optional for you. So that's the general overview of the program. You can see I broke it down. You have aerobic training, resistance training, as well as flexibility, and I also gave you a little chart right here for cardio, in case you want to bring this to the gym so you know what you're doing. You don't have to bring the entire packet to make it a little bit easier. So, all that being said, do you have any questions about anything that we've gone over today?
Is this going to kill me?
It's a very good question. No, we made sure to make all of the...
If it is, I got to make out of welts.
Make sure to put me in there if you do. I modified this to meet your level. So because you were high risk, because of the fact that you have type 2 diabetes, we're going to avoid a lot of vigorous intensity levels.
Okay.
So we're going to actually keep you at light to moderate.
Okay.
And so I put this program together actually to make sure that it won't kill you. This is, like I said, this is to get the ball rolling. The biggest thing that I request, and I hope that you can do it, is to try everything once. Once you make note of the things that you find difficult, make notes of the things that you feel might have been too hard, because I can't test everything at once. So the treadmill at a certain intensity might be different than a Stairmaster or a treadmill or swimming at a certain intensity, because since you worked in the post office for long, you're used to the walking side of things. Treadmill might be very easy for you at a certain intensity, but you haven't really biked much. So bike might be a little bit harder, or and Stairmaster might be a little harder.
Stairmaster would be the hardest.
Yeah, which makes sense. So what I want you to do is I want you to try everything, and I want you to do it to where you're comfortable. And you can always stop at any time, but I do want you to give me feedback. So if you feel I have you doing a Stairmaster on, say, a Friday, and you feel, I don't think I can do the Stairmaster because I do heavy legs and I feel like I can't lift as much because it's on the same day.
Right.
Let me know that. If you feel the intensity is too high, feel free to let me know. And we can always modify this.
Okay.
But I do request that you try everything once and you do what you can.
Okay.
And you follow the program as best you can, because this has been put together to get the results that you want. And again, I just want to make sure your results, or what your goals were, are correct. What were your goals? Your biggest goals for you?
My biggest goal is to lose weight.
Okay.
That's my number one goal, and lower my blood pressure and lower my need to use insulin like I'm using it now. Hopefully I can, if I get into shape, I can get away from blood pressure medicine, or even cut it in half to begin with, a less dosage, and the same with insulin, to where I'm using X amount of insulin 3 times a day, then I could maybe lower what I need.
Good.
And then try to be more cautious of what I'm eating. I know I've cut back on my drinking, so that really helps.
Yeah, it's really surprising how much alcohol, just changing the intake that you do for alcohol can really change your overall health.
But that's my basic 3 things: lose weight, blood pressure, and reduce my medication.
Awesome. And with the program that I put together for you, I did take all those goals into effect, and I just wanted to confirm that those were the 3. And I actually put this program together specifically to meet those 3 goals. So I have you doing a lot of cardio. I actually have you doing the minimum amount to get started, but I feel like we can definitely up your cardio respiratory fitness by just performing more minutes throughout the week. But again, this is a 12-week program that we're going to get you started with.
Okay.
And we can definitely reassess in 12 weeks, and you'll notice here on your calendar, I've set a date on March 1st to do a retest of everything.
Okay.
So if we can retest you, we'll see where you're at.
Right
And
after my birthday.
yeah, there you go. So we'll retest you and see where you're at and see if you've been making the progress that you want to make, and hopefully this will definitely be everything that we can get.
Now I got something to work with. So I got goals to meet and maybe surpass. So we'll see how it goes.
Agreed. All right. Anything else that you wanted to go
Well,
over?
the only thing is that 1 week I'm on vacation. So.
Yep. You did tell me about that, and you can see here, I did write it down. I figured you're going to be Josh at a tree. So one thing I recommend is you just go out and do a little hike with your family.
Okay.
So try and do those most days of the week, but again, it's not necessary. Everybody needs a day off every once in a while.
Come back and getting torn again, huh?
Yep. So we don't want you to take too much time off.
Okay.
But yeah, I actually, you know what? I encourage vacation, and if you need to change your schedule for anything and you need some modifications because you're going to go on vacation somewhere, let me know, and we'll change things up to make sure that you still meet the minimum requirements. All right. Is there anything else that you wanted to go over? Or?
I think it's good to me.
All right.
Just a matter of getting my butt out there and doing it.
Yeah, there you go. And again, if you need any help with that or you have any questions, feel free to let me know, and I'll see what I can do to help you do that. All right.
Okay.
Again, good luck, and hopefully everything works out for you.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you.